episode of Lucklight Plays. We are starting a new run-through. Today we are starting Pool of Radiance, a 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons RPG on the Nintendo. As you see here on the screen, here's the opening video, if you will. We are basically just creating a team of adventurers, your typical fighter, mage, thief, looking for fame and fortune and nothing else. No real saving the world, no real saving anything. We're just in it for the money. So, as I start here, I'm actually going to load my game here. That way you guys don't have to sit through the boring creating of characters. And we're actually going to grab... I created 5 characters here, and there are 3 characters that the cartridge starts out with. So I'm actually going to take the 3 of those, and I'm going to take 2 of my created characters, because they start with items and inventory, and I'd like to pilfer them. I have no shame for that. So you start off in the city of Phlan. I believe that's how you pronounce it. We make jokes about delicious treats is all we want. It sounds like Phlan, but... So here's the Dock Master. He's going to give us a tour. Now, as for, things like on the screen there, like hit points you should know. Things like AC, I will explain that in a bit. Let's just enjoy this tour for a second, and I will explain everything. So there's a dock. It's too dangerous to send ships. Yeah, of course you want to do something about it. I'm gonna press the A button here to make this go faster. Trading here, the training hall. Also hire people there. City hall, where we pick up all our jobs and our quests. And there's a shrine there, and City Park, which is completely useless there. And the entrance to the first area that you have to fight stuff, so... Alright, now we are back in control. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our world map here. This shows the entire town of New Phlan. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to go back up to the training hall. And we're going to trade all the items that the original created characters have to my new guys. Excuse me while I do that. So, from the fighter to the fighter, and from the cleric to the cleric. And just bear with me, I will explain all these numbers and all this crap once I'm done with these, this small part. The reason why I didn't do this off screen is because I didn't want to show you the opening, I wanted to show you the tour. And I didn't want to cut so quickly, so... Okay. Now that I grabbed everything off of them, I'm going to go back to the main menu of the game, and take those guys off, and pick up my entire created team. Great. And we'll just get out of here. And the first thing we want to do here is we want to equip ourselves. Because going outside without weapons is pretty much... Might as well just stop playing now. So I'm going to equip my stuff here that I took from the other characters. And for everybody else who doesn't have equipment, we have to go buy stuff. So this is going to be pretty much the only time that I have to really set up in this way. Every other time will be a bit quicker. So we got the stuff equipped. So let's go to the weapon shop and equip our other two guys, and then I will get to the explanation of the numbers. So for her, I'm actually going to give her a two-handed weapon, and I'm going to buy the banded mail like the other guys, and there's no point in buying a shield. But I am going to... Oops, didn't want to buy that. I'm going to buy the longbow for her too, because just like any Dungeons & Dragons games, you want to have both a ranged weapon and a melee weapon, and be able to switch in and out of them on the fly. So we're going to get her a... Let's get her a staff sling. It kind of looks like a giant highlight racket, if you know what that looks like. So for Everett, I will buy a short sword for him, short bow for him, and leather armor for him, and I don't believe he can use a shield. But you know what? I have enough money, I'll buy one anyway, I'm not sure. Might as well be safe than sorry. And Krellin's all set. Okay. So let's equip our stuff. So we get the longbow. Obviously you can't use them at the same time, so I'll be equipping and unequipping in battle. Two-handed sword, banded mail. I'm gonna get rid of that stupid battle axe I bought by accident. So, yeah, you can't use it. I'll start with the sword. Excuse me, the bow. Alright. So I will junk that stupid battle axe I bought. And I will take care of the shield. Alright. Now that we got that out of the way, I get to explain status and numbers. Now, this is a Dungeons & Dragons based game based on the second edition of Dungeons & Dragons. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to explain it in a way that you can get just get a basic understanding of what's going on behind the scenes, but not to the point where I just bore you to death for 20 minutes about stuff that you don't need to know to enjoy this game. On the screen here, you'll see your hit points, how much hit points you have left, and your max hit points, so obviously they're at full life, so 14 out of 14. Now the next number there is your AC, or your armor class. Now, the basic rule here is the lower your armor class, the better. So for example, my mage down at the bottom there, Krellin, has a AC of 9. The lowest AC you can have, the worst AC you can have is 10. He has one better because he has a high dexterity. I'll get to that. My first fighter there, Fizzbeef, has the best AC out of everyone right now, with an AC of 0. Now it goes into the negatives. The best AC you can have, at least in this game, is a negative 10. So I can explain all of the nuances of it, but just so you guys can understand and enjoy what's going on here, just know ACs, the lower the better. Okay. So let me get to the actual status screen here. Now this is Fizzbeef, my fighter, with his majestic dwarven beard, obviously. He's a level 1 fighter. Going down, 0 experience points. Thaco. Thaco stands for 2-hit armor class 0. Now, again, explaining the nuances of that will probably take me a few minutes, so just know that you want a lower number, lower the better, and the lower it is, the better chance you have of hitting the enemy. It's basically your attack rating. 20 is the worst. The lowest you want it lower. The number underneath it is the 1d8 plus 1. That's actually how much damage I'm doing. Because D&D is a paper and dice rolling game, what that stands for is, if I was playing this on a piece of paper and with friends on a table, I would roll an 8-sided die, 1 dice 8, 1 8-sided die, and then add 1 to it, and that's how much damage I do. So, in this case, I would do 2 to 9 damage. Shows me how much mobility I have, 9. My equipment, the longsword and the banded mail. And then you have all your attributes, your strength, STR strength. Higher the strength, the better. Do more damage. Better chance to hit with, weapons. Intelligence, 14. He's a fighter. He doesn't need it that much. That's your magic, your arcane magic. Wisdom, 15. That's your divine magic. That's clerics. Dexterity of 17. That's how well you hit with bows and, I believe small weapons. I don't know if it properly does that in this. A constitution, that's how much, healthy and hardy you are, better hit points, etc. And the last number is charisma, how well you do in talking. You can actually talk to the enemies in this game, and your chances will be better if you have a higher charisma. Alright. So I'll show you the other characters as well. I have Amaranth, my other fighter. She's a little bit stronger, a little less constitution. And Avocado, my cleric. High wisdom. And she'll be my main healer. Very useful. Everett's my thief. With a really goofy looking face. So he has a high dex. He actually has a high intelligence. I don't know if that will come into play. His stat goes a little bit lower. His move's a little bit higher. And his chance to hit will probably be a lot better. His AC is also better. Dexterity also benefits your armor class as well. So, and then we have Carlin, our mage. He has a dart, no armor, 18 intelligence. Basically what you really need. Okay. So, if anything else pops up that I need to explain, I will do it when I see it. But I think that's the general gist of what's going on. So we're going to have to go to the inn here, and we're going to have to memorize our spells. Get our first spells going. And we're going to want to pack spells that are actually going to be useful. Unfortunately, the Nintendo version of this game, a lot of the spells are actually kind of either useless or next to useless. So a lot of these spells you'll never see me use. I'm going to stick with Cure Light Wounds, obviously. That's the most useful out of those spells. And for our mages, he gets one spell, and that's going to be the sleep spell. And that spell will pretty much carry you through the beginning of this game. Almost exclusively. So, we got our weapons, we got our spells prepared. We need to go get our quests. So we're gonna head in here. Now, I'm gonna have that map up a lot, so you won't be able to see the little pathways here. You're not missing much, I promise. There's not things that are gonna show up. And anytime I step on a square that things do show up, it'll show itself, so. The map grid is just to keep my bearings and keep me from getting lost, because it is quite easy to get lost in this game. So our missions are to clear the slums, drive away the monsters of so-called Keep, and find any history books. Obviously, one of those missions is the one you should be doing first, and obviously the other missions are ones you do later. And the first real mission that we're supposed to take on is to clear the slums. And here's the entrance. So, now that we got all the logistics out of the way, all the explanations, on the next episode we start our mission proper, and hopefully we have a good time killing orcs and kobolds and all the stuff that people who play D&D know is pretty much the first thing you do in any game. Fortunately, no inns filled with rats. That's usually the other stereotype. But here it's kobolds and orcs. So, my name is Lucklight. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.